The Wood Whisperer is brought to you by Powermatic, the gold standard since 1921, and by Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. Create with confidence.
Come in.
Hello!
Did you bring me cookies?
No, we don't live here.
Well, so the walls are coming together. Those are pretty much done. All the supports are in. The door is in place.
You have big sunglasses.
It's just a couple days before the big equipment move, and I've got a lot of stuff moved already, things I could just fit into the truck. And nothing is really where it's going to be, but I need to keep all that space back there open for the tools to come in. So I still have a lot of work to do. And today's goal is to take this paneling and bring that into the shop and hang it. 8 sheets. Want to help? Before I do anything today, gotta have some lunch. Now, fortunately, in a lot of cases, the electrical work is already here and just waiting to be extended further out to the rest of the wall. So this was an area where I had capped it off when I thought we were moving, and now I can make use of it again and just create this junction box here and run everything along the wall. This side of the shop, this is going to be primarily hand tools, so I'm not really worried about having too much power. I think 110 volt is all I'm really going to need, just a couple outlets along this wall. Now the 220 is a completely different story. I'm going to need to run a couple new lines, and I think I will have 3 220 lines in total, one dedicated to the dust collector, one 30 amp, and one 20 amp. Now the material I'm going to put on the walls here is this relatively inexpensive tongue and groove wall board here. Very rough texture. I could say on that later if I really was compelled to. But you can see on this side, I've got a little bit of a rabbet there. And over here, you've got a rabbet on the other end. So it makes for a nice tongue and groove joint. And one day before the big move, got the trailer full, just bringing over the smaller stuff. Time to unload. So, the wood is good. That one's for all the ladies out there. Growing increasingly suspicious of you.
I like doing this.
So now we're back at the shop after putting, basically 2 loads of smaller things into the new old space. And you can see I've already done quite a bit of removal here. Well, that doesn't look any different, but over here a lot of the stuff is already moved out of the way, cleaned up. MFT is gone. So just trying to lighten the load for the movers. All of my wood is off the rack and all the smaller pieces are gone. So this way the movers can come in, everything's disconnected. Just a bit of advice, if you do this, you absolutely just want to make sure the path is clear. So all they have to do is come in and move this big giant stuff out there without anything in their way, ideally. So I think I'll spend the rest of my time today taking down all this wonderful dust collection. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Somebody left these perfectly good tools in the street. That is a shame. So here's the ramp that they're using. So it gives it a little bit more of a gradual bump up there. told me to come in and just double check their work. Oh, look at that. Everything's wrapped up. Heck of a lot better than the first people I used last year. And cheaper too.
Got it.
Okay, so let me set the scene here. These are professional movers, and the last guys that moved my table saw did it the exact same way, so I just stood on the sidelines and hoped for the best. Not to mention, when it comes to professional movers, the best thing you can do is stay out of their way. But as the table saw went up the ramp, near disaster. The funny thing to notice is that even though I'm 5 feet away and there isn't a damn thing I can do about it, I frantically begin running toward the saw. Let's watch it again. So you can actually see the mistake right here. Obviously, the hand truck needs to be under both feet for this to work properly.
Holy crap, that was close. Fortunately, I was able to put the camera down and help these poor guys instead of staying there like an a-hole.
Now, despite this one near mistake, this crew treated my tools with absolute respect and did a fantastic job moving these ridiculously heavy items. If you're in the Phoenix area, definitely give these guys a call. Jones Moving.
So here's day one of the move. The official move, because there's all the crap. But the wall panels are up. Just gotta put some trim around the door over there, some trim along the top. And I've got one outlet that I need to do over here. I need to get something from Home Depot, so still waiting on that, but that'll go up tomorrow. Looking pretty good. We're pretty much getting to the end of day two at this point, and just fast forwarding a little bit for you here. You can see the progress. Really at this point, it's all about the electricity, making sure tools are roughly in the position they're gonna go, which when you're sitting in a maze of disorganized tools is a lot harder than it sounds. So trying to get everything moved around. You can kind of see my progress here. Got the outlets installed. And yeah, how do you like that? Nice white cover for gray receptacle. Nothing but the best for the Wood Whisperer. And found this old, well, it's not that old, but little bench that was in the back that I think is going to be a nice little sharpening station or something. But for now, since I have absolutely no storage, this is worth its weight in gold. And you can see the sea of tools. So I got to tell you, using the SketchUp drawing for reference is turning out to be one of the best things I could have done, because I keep forgetting where I wanted to put things. I'm not 100% sure what arrangement works out the best, and it turns out that having that on paper is really helping me reason all of this stuff out. So there it is. I'll probably spend the next hour or so just moving everything around. And then tomorrow I could potentially scope out the electrical layout. So, see you then. Ever wonder how I move around these heavy tools all by myself? That's a Harbor Freight special, baby. Now that I've got a lot of the tools roughly in position, I can start thinking about the electrical work. Now, the problem is there's a lot of back and forth that has to happen over here. Initially, I put the wood storage, temporary wood storage, where it's eventually going to go, but clearly that's the wall that I need to run electrical on. So my only option is to take all of that and now put it over here. And then eventually I could build the lumber rack and bring the wood back over here. So a little bit of a tedious process. But hey, I'm burning calories, so that's always good. Well, it's now the end of day 4, and I got to tell you, things are going a little bit faster than I expected, which is kind of a surprise. I got the electricity done today. And you can see I've got 2 conduits running down. One is a dedicated line for the dust collector, 30 amp, and the other has both a 30 and a 20 amp that drops numerous receptacles down the line here, because I've got a number of 220 tools here. And I hate switching cords, so it's nice to have them all permanently connected. And you can see the power tool nook is sort of taking shape down here. And it's a little bit different than what I thought it was going to be based on the drawing, because, well, that bad boy is pretty darn big, as is my jointer. so I didn't really have accurate representation in the SketchUp drawing for the size of those things. But you can see it's working out fairly well. Having the joiner nested into the table saw like this, that's something that I had at the other shop, so I'm pretty comfortable with that setup. And frankly, I don't really use the full length of the table saw, so I had no problem bringing that down to a little bit, I lost about a foot on there, so not a big deal. And we're still messy over here. Got the wood moved over to this side because one of the next projects is going to be the lumber rack over there, which will be a full-fledged project that I'll do for the show. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to hang the dust collector right over here to answer that question that those of you had about whether it was a bad idea to start the dust collection all the way over here and run it all the way over there to where the power tools are. And I completely agreed with you. So I found a way to do it, and we'll figure it all out. Oh, you can see I got blinds, which will be a nice addition here, just to kind of help control the light for the video and hide all my little gems here from prying eyes. So that's it. And it's today is Thursday. The move happened on Monday, so this is the end of day 4. And I've got some video to edit. I want to get the shop journal post out to you. But frankly, as far as the move goes, I think this is the end of the shop journal series itself. From here on out, I want to make, real official videos, not with my flip cam, and put those out so you guys can get some projects under your belt. And these will all be like shop-related projects, cross-cut sleds. The lumber rack is a big one. Just got a bunch of ideas. I got some great ideas from the William Ing School. They've got some really cool things, and I'd like to emulate those. So I hope you enjoyed sort of going on this journey with me once again, moving the shop. It's kind of a crazy life I lead these days, but wouldn't trade it for anything, and I'm glad you guys are here for the ride. So we'll see you soon.